Hello friends, how are you all? After learning ecological succession and succession of plants, today we are going to learn about the another aspect of ecology, which is nutrient cycling. So you know that there are main four aspects of the particular ecosystem. First one is productivity, second one is decomposition, third one is energy, and fourth one is nutrient cycling. So first 2 3 aspects were completed, and now we are going for the next one. Okay, so total 4 topics are remaining in this chapter. So nutrient cycling is there, then two different types of cycles are there, carbon cycle as well as phosphorus cycle, and last question is about the ecosystem services. So in this video lecture we are going to learn about the nutrient cycling. Okay, so now we will go to the notes. So the title of question is nutrient cycling. It is a question of 2 mark. First point, we all know that living organisms need a constant supply of nutrient. So the meaning of first sentence will be like this. So each and every living organism of this earth, either unicellular or multicellular, either plant or animal, so each and every living organism requires energy means one type of nutrient. Okay, so constant means non-stop supply of nutrient is required. Okay, why these nutrients are required for each and every living organism? So we have some points like to grow, to reproduce, and to regulate the various body functions means physiological activities of particular living organism. So first point, we can say that each and every living organism of this earth need a constant supply of energy means nutrient for to grow, to reproduce, and to regulate the different type of body functions means to regulate the different type of physiological activities done by body. Okay, point number 2. So now in point number 2 we will talk about one definition which is known as standing state. Underline this definition. Okay, it is important for 1 mark. So what is the meaning of standing state? So first point, we can say that it is what? It is the amount of nutrients. Amount of what? Amount of nutrients. Nutrients like carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus as well as calcium. So what is the meaning of standing state? It is the amount of nutrients like carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus and calcium present in the soil at any given time is known as a standing state. So 3 points are important here. First one is amount of nutrient, second one is present in the soil, and third one is what? Third one is at any given time means any specific given time is known as standing state. So we are going to again revise the definition of standing state. Okay, what is the meaning of standing state? The amount of nutrients like carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, calcium which are present in the soil at any given particular time is known as standing state. Next sentence, the standing state varies in different type of ecosystem and are dependent upon the seasonal basis. Means we can say that the standing state of different ecosystem will be also different. Okay, because different ecosystem having different amount of nutrients at the particular time. So you are going to remember this, the value or the amount of standing state will be different in different type of ecosystem. And see, it is also dependent upon the seasons. So if seasons will be changed, then the amount of standing state will be also changed. Now see point number 4. It is important to note that nutrients never lost from the ecosystem, but they are recycled time and again indefinitely. Okay, so point number 4 is very important. None of nutrients never lost from the ecosystem, but they are recycled. Underline this word, recycled time and again indefinitely. So in first page 4 points are there. So again we are going to revise all points. Point number 1, organisms need a constant supply of nutrients to grow, to reproduce, to performing physiological activities or functions. Point number 2, definition of standing state, amount of nutrient present in soil given specific time. Point number 3, the amount of standing state will be different in different type of ecosystem and also dependent upon the seasons. Point number 4, important to note that nutrients never lost from the ecosystem, but they are going to be recycled. Okay, so first page is completed. Now we will talk about the second concept of this question. So now we have the definition of nutrient cycling. Okay, what is the meaning of nutrient cycling? The movement of nutrients. Okay, so the movement of nutrient elements through the various components of an ecosystem is called as the nutrient cycling. See, nutrient cycling means nutrient will go from the one level to another level, means it is one type of movement. So it is one type of movement of nutrient found in the ecosystem. So again, what is the definition or meaning of nutrient cycling? The movement of nutrient elements through the various components of an ecosystem is known as nutrient cycling. Point number 2 is very important. Nutrient cycling is also known as biogeochemical cycles. See here, nutrient cyclings are also known as biogeochemical type of cycles. So underline this name, nutrient cycles are also known as biogeochemical cycle, where bio is equal to living organism or bio represents living organisms and geo represent non-living, means abiotic factors like rocks, air as well as water. Okay, point number 3, if we talk about the types of nutrient cycles, there will be two types. First one is gaseous type of nutrient cycle and second one is sedimentary type of nutrient cycle. Okay, so now we will revise these 3 points again. What is the definition of nutrient cycling? The movement of nutrient elements through the various components of an ecosystem is known as the nutrient cycling, which is also known as biogeochemical cycle, where bio represents living organism and geo represents abiotic factors like rocks, air as well as water. Two types of nutrient cycles are there, gaseous as well as sedimentary. So now we will talk about the reservoirs and examples of the both nutrient cycle. So if we talk about the gaseous type of nutrient cycle, then example will be nitrogen as well as carbon cycle. So underline this both, nitrogen as well as carbon cycle, which both exist in the atmosphere. Underline exist in the atmosphere. Point number 2, if we talk about the sedimentary type of cycle, examples will be sulfur cycle and phosphorus cycle, and reservoir of this is located in the earth's crust. So underline earth's crust. Okay, so two differences are there between gaseous nutrient cycle and sedimentary nutrient cycle. First definition is what? First difference is what? First difference is about the example. Gaseous type nitrogen cycle, carbon cycle. Sedimentary type sulfur and phosphorus. Gaseous type atmosphere, sedimentary cycle earth's crust. Okay, now see the point number 3. Some factors are there which are regulating the rate of release of nutrients into the atmosphere. Means some factors also affecting the releasing rate of nutrients Okay, so these factors are soil as well as moisture as well as pH as well as temperature. So 4 factors are there. Underline this all 4. It is also one liner question. Soil, moisture, pH and temperature are the factor which are going to affect on the releasing of nutrients into atmosphere. Again, which 4 factors? Soil, moisture, pH and temperature. Okay, now see the last point number 4. If we talk about the function of reservoir, the function of reservoir is what? Is to meet with the defect which occur due to imbalance in the rate of influx as well as efflux. Okay, so it is its function. And now we will again revise this page. So first 3 point number 1, nutrient cycling definition. Point number 2, also known as biogeochemical cycle, the meaning of bio and geo word. Point number 3, types. Okay, and in last question, first point is about the gaseous type, example and atmosphere. Second point, sedimentary cycle, example and Earth's crust. Third point, some regulatory factors. 4 names are there: soil, moisture, pH and temperature. And point number 4, functions of this reservoir. Okay, now we will go to your textbook. The title is nutrient cycling. See first sentence: organisms need a constant supply of nutrients to grow, reproduce and regulate various body functions. Okay, point number 2, definition of standing state: the amount of nutrients such as carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, calcium, etc. present in the soil at any given time is known as the standing state. It varies in different kinds of ecosystems and also on a seasonal basis. Now see the second paragraph. What is important is to appreciate the nutrients which are never lost from the ecosystem, rather they are recycled time and again indefinitely. Okay, so the movement of nutrient elements through the various components of an ecosystem is known as nutrient cycling. There are 2 types of nutrient cycling, gaseous and sedimentary. The other name of nutrient cycling will be biogeochemical cycle, where bio represent living organism and geo represent abiotic or non-living thing like rocks, air and water. Okay, now see there is one diagram. It is a diagram of the simplified model of a carbon cycle in the biosphere, but we will learn this diagram in the next question of carbon cycle. Okay, now see the reservoir for the gaseous type of nutrient cycle will be, example, nitrogen cycle, carbon cycle exists in the atmosphere, and for the sedimentary cycle, example, sulfur and phosphorus cycle, reservoir is located in the earth's crust. Now see some environmental factors like underline: soil, moisture, pH, temperature regulate the rate of release of nutrients into the atmosphere. And last one is the function of the reservoir is to meet with the effect which occur due to the imbalance in the rate of influx and the efflux. Okay, so this question of the nutrient cycling is completed. Okay, it is important question, and 2 definitions are there, and differences between gaseous and sedimentary type of cycles are also here. Thank you very much.